But away from that, travel and airline stocks slumped as escalating tensions involving the United States, Israel and Iran disrupted global aviation and drove oil prices higher. Major Middle East hubs, including Dubai International Airport and Ahmad International Airport, remains closed for the third consecutive day, stranded thousands of passengers. In Europe, shares of some stocks also have been affected already by this, as analysts say the shares in the European countries fell to 7%, while airline International Lufthansa also fell. Analysts say rising fuel costs and flight cancellation routine expenses have intensified pressure on the sector as crude prices climbed about 7% amidst fears of prolonged instability in a key oil-producing region. Now, the disruption has extended into Asia, with carriers including Cathay Pacific, Singapore Airlines, and Air India suspending or cancelling flights across affected routes. Well, let's talk to Dr. Chinan Dikwal. He is the Vice Chairman at the African Energy Council. He joins me live from Doha. Dr. Dikwal, it's good to have you on the news.
Hello, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Yes, before coming on set, I already have a report that fuel might sell for above 1,000 naira if we continue to have this price hike. That's talking about the price of crude that is already on the high side because of this development.
Yeah, absolutely. So I speak in a very solemn way today because I am in the Middle East, so I'm in the heat of the fire. It's very difficult to explain to your viewers, how difficult situation here is. But basically, we are under significant cover of bomb attacks consistently. Over and over, and you're 100% right. The situation is changing in a very, very dynamic way. For Nigeria, you mentioned what you said there is exactly right, Tolu. We had 774 naira per liter, but I think from what we're seeing right now, it's very, very possible we might be up into the thousands in a very short space of time. The reason for that is because there's huge blockade around the Strait of Hormuz. So that's between the channel between Iran and many of the Gulf countries. There's a huge backlog around there, and that's having a massive impact on price of crude oil. Many people are pricing it in that the price will go very high. In fact, I've just seen it actually, that Dangote is planning to raise it above 1,000. So just FYI for your viewers.
That's really a worrisome one. But more money will come, of course, to government. And if you look at our budget for 2026, the price of crude is about $76. I think sometime around that margin. So what does this mean moving forward for Nigeria as we expect more revenue, but of course we'll pay more for PMS?
Without a doubt. You explained that beautifully. There are two ends to this coin. Two ends to the coin. On one side is the Nigerian people, on the other side is the Nigerian state. From the Nigerian people's point of view, expect crude oil, the price of PMS, to jump. We will be paying a lot more in the pump. Why is that the case? Because the industry in Nigeria has now been liberalized. There's no subsidy anymore. There's no cushion. So any movement on the international oil price means that we will be paying more. And you just mentioned 1,000. Very possible that could happen. On the flip side of it, you're 100% right. We are an oil-producing state, Nigeria. And because of that, a lot of our revenues are denominated because of oil. So because of that, there's no question that the higher the oil price, the better for the Nigerian state, the better for our budget. It was $65 per barrel for this year, I think for 2026. So anything above that is a huge positive for the Nigerian state. And we expect a lot more takings from a revenue standpoint. The FIRS will be very happy, but without a doubt, for ordinary citizens, expect that we'll be paying a lot more. And inflation, that's the other thing, Tolu.
Yeah.
Inflation is potentially going to rise because most of our goods and services are tied to the price of crude oil transportation. So that's the other dimension there.
Very importantly. But we'll leave it at that today, Dr. Dikwal. We'll always have this chart again on our programs. Thank you so much for joining the news at 7.
Thank you. Pleasure.